अस्सलाम वालेकुम भाई लोग। आज मैं लाया हूं आपके लिए एक नई इंग्लिश टीचिंग वीडियो। पिछली दफा मैंने आपको एक बड़ा बेसिक सा आइडिया दिया था अबाउट द डिफरेंसेस बिटवीन अमेरिकन एंड ब्रिटिश इंग्लिश। वो वीडियो इधर कहीं कार्ड्स में होगी, तो आप जाके उधर चेक कर लें, या तो मेरे चैनल पे क्लिक करके उधर जाके चेक कर लें। अब ये वीडियो पिछली दफा की तरह बिल्कुल बेसिक नहीं होगी, बल्कि बहुत ज्यादा गहराई में होगी। जी हाँ, मैं बात कर रहा हूँ ग्रामर की। अब मैं आपको एक बात बताना चलूँ, ग्रामर मुश्किल है, बहुत मुश्किल है उनके लिए जो अटेंशन पे नहीं करते। तो मैंने सोचा है ग्रामर के लिए आज बड़ा बेसिक से टॉपिक स्टार्ट करूं, लेवल 1। आज का टॉपिक है एडजेक्टिव्स एंड प्रोनाउंस। और मैं आपको एक बड़ी गमकीन सी खबर देता चलूं, क्योंकि मैं आपको लोगों को इंग्लिश सिखा रहा हूं, मैंने सोचा है कि मैं भी इंग्लिश पे बात करूं। जी हाँ, ये वीडियो इंग्लिश में होगी। आई एम सॉरी गाइस। इस तरह आपको मेरी इंग्लिश का भी कुछ ना कुछ पता चल जाएगा, और मेरी इंग्लिश सुन के होपफुली आप लोगों को इंग्लिश बोलने का तरीका, स्लैंग और एडवांस लैंग्वेज के बारे में कुछ ना कुछ पता चल जाएगा या पल्ले पड़ जाएगा। So let's get right into it. तो हमारा लेसन स्टार्ट करने से पहले मैंने आपको दो चीजों के बारे में आइडिया देना है, दो बहुत अहम बातें। एक तो है ऑब्जेक्ट ऑफ अ सेंटेंस, और दूसरा है सब्जेक्ट ऑफ अ सेंटेंस। तो मैं आपको अगर एक सेंटेंस देता हूं, फॉर एग्जांपल, जॉन ने मैक्स को मारा, तो इस सेंटेंस में एक ऑब्जेक्ट है और एक सब्जेक्ट है। यहाँ पे जो सब्जेक्ट है वो है जॉन। वो इसलिए क्योंकि सारा फोकस जॉन पे जाता है। John is the one who is hitting and the one who is getting hit is Max. तो Max हुआ ऑब्जेक्ट, यानी कि जो बंदा हरकत कर रहा होता है वो सब्जेक्ट होता है, और जो बंदा जिसके ऊपर हरकत की जाती है वो ऑब्जेक्ट होता है। अब जरूरी नहीं है कि ये बंदे ही हो, ये कोई भी चीज होती है। फॉर एग्जाम्पल, John washed his car। यहाँ पे John सब्जेक्ट है और उसकी कार ऑब्जेक्ट है। वो इसलिए क्योंकि John कार धो रहा है और कार धुल रही है। अब आते हैं हम अपने लेसन की तरफ। एक और दफा बोलूंगा, यहां से आगे सब कुछ इंग्लिश में होगा।
This is madness.
So the first thing I'm going to do is explain the two basic terms, pronouns and adjectives. An adjective is basically a description of something. A word that is used to tell what an object looks like, what it feels like, what the color is, or what it sounds like. For example, the car is blue. In this sentence, the car is the subject, and it is described by the color blue. Therefore, blue is an adjective. Another example, my hair is short. Once again, in this sentence, hair is the subject, and you can clearly tell by reading the sentence that the length of my hair is short. Why? Because the word short is an adjective which describes my hair. Now I have described what adjectives mean. Now I'm going to describe what pronouns mean. We all know what a noun is, right? You've been to elementary school, right? A noun is an object, a place, or a person. Something that exists within reality. And simply, a pronoun is a word that can replace a noun. For example, John saw a man. In this sentence, there are two nouns, John and man. Either one of these two nouns, John and man, can be replaced by a pronoun. For example, instead of saying John saw a man, you can say he saw a man. So in this new sentence, he is a pronoun which has replaced John, the noun. You can change it into another sentence. For example, instead of saying John saw a man, you can say John saw him. Over here, the noun, man, has been replaced by a pronoun, him. If you still don't understand, I suggest you pay the doctor a visit. No, I'm kidding, guys. I'm kidding. Now I'm going to tell you about the things that I'm going to be teaching you in this video. We are first going to start with comparative and superlative adjectives. Then I'm going to tell you about the different types of pronouns and adjectives, such as possessive adjectives and possessive pronouns. Thirdly, we're going to be talking about something called reflexive pronouns. And finally, I'm going to tell you about the impersonal it and their. Now don't worry, I'm not going to zoom past these. I'm going to go very, very slowly. I'm going to explain each and every step so that you can understand. So let's start with the easiest one, comparative and superlative adjectives. Comparative and superlative adjectives are used to compare two or more things. Now, comparative adjectives normally end with ER, whereas superlative adjectives end with EST. A comparative adjective is used to compare two things. For example, one adjective or a describing word is tall. Now, if you want to change this base adjective, tall, into a comparative adjective, you just add an ER at the end. So it becomes taller, not literally, but you know what I mean. As you can see, you would normally use the word taller in order to compare between two things. For example, you would say, Sarah is taller than Ali. Another example is happy. If you change happy into a comparative adjective, it becomes happier. For example, I can say, I am happier than my brother. Now, super adjectives are a bit different. They're used to compare between two or more things. Now, once again, if you change the base adjective, tall, into a superlative adjective, you would add an EST at the end and it would become tallest. This tells us that no one is taller than the subject of your sentence. For example, you can say, Max is the tallest boy. You use the because there is only one superlative adjective. Also, mainly, this sentence tells us that no one is taller than Max and that he is the tallest. Now that was literally the basic. It was really easy. Actually, you use these words in your daily life without realizing. But things get a little bit more technical when you look at the condition. Now I'm going to tell you how these superlative and comparative adjectives are created. Now this primarily depends on the number of syllables in an adjective and its ending. Now, syllables are the amounts of beats in a word. For example, sing has one syllable. You say it in one go. Happy has two syllables. That is because first you say ha, and then you say p, happy. So there's two syllables. The final example is beautiful. Now, beautiful has three syllables. Because first you say beau, then you say t, then you say full. Beautiful. It has three syllables. And now I will go on to explain the conditions. If an adjective has one syllable and ends with e, such as wide, and you want to change it into a comparative adjective, then all you do is add an r at the end, wider. If you want to change the same adjective into a superlative, then all you do is add an st at the end, widest. If an adjective has one syllable, one vowel, and a consonant at the end, such as hot, and you want to change it into a comparative, then all you do is double the consonant and add an er at the end, so it becomes hotter. Now, if you want to change it into a superlative, all you do is double the consonant and add an est, hottest. If an adjective has one syllable and more than one vowel or consonant at the end, such as light, and you want to change that into a comparative adjective, all you do is add er at the end. And if you want to change that into a superlative, all you do is add est at the end. If an adjective has two syllables and ends with y, such as happy, and you want to change that into a comparative, all you do is remove the y and add ier instead, so it becomes happier. Now, if you want to change the same adjective into a superlative, all you do is remove the y and add an iest at the end, happiest. Now, if an adjective has two syllables and does not end with y, such as modern, and you want to change it into a comparative adjective, then you do not add an er. You just basically, before the adjective, you say more. So for example, it becomes more modern. Now, if you want to change the same adjective into a superlative, all you add before the adjective is most. So it becomes most modern.
For example, London is more modern than Karachi. Or you can say, Tokyo is the most modern city on earth.
I think that is enough for the first topic. So now we're going to move on to the second one. We already talked about adjectives and pronouns, but now we're going to talk about possessive adjectives and pronouns. To possess something is to have something. So a possessive pronoun or possessive adjective identifies a belonging. So a list of possessive pronouns is mine, yours, his, hers, its, yours, ours, and theirs. Now a list of possessive adjectives is my, your, his, her, its, our, their, and your. Now I'm going to tell you where to use these possessive pronouns and adjectives. Once again, a possessive pronoun is used to replace a noun. For example, Ali's car is red. Mine is white. As you can see in this sentence, mine is used to shorten the sentence, and it clearly tells you that the white car belongs to me. Now a possessive adjective is used to describe a noun, and it usually comes before the noun itself. For example, my car is bigger than her car. As you can see, the car is the noun. And in both cases, the adjectives my and her come before the noun. And the words my and her also tell you that the bigger car belongs to me, while the smaller car belongs to a female. Now, one thing to remember, a very important notice, there are no apostrophes in possessive pronouns and adjectives. For example, the dog chased its toy. Now, where it says its, you do not put an apostrophe before the S and after the T. Because if you put an apostrophe in the middle, it would mean it is. Now I will tell you about the reflexive pronouns. A reflexive pronoun is a special kind of pronoun. It is usually used when the object and the subject of the sentence are the same. Each personal pronoun, such as I, you, she, he, they, has its own reflexive pronoun. Now I will tell you the list of basic pronouns, and then I will tell you the reflexive form. So, for I, it could be myself. For you, it is yourself. For he, it is himself. For she, it is herself. For it is itself. For we, it is ourselves. For you, plural, it is yourselves. And for they, it is themselves. Now, as always, once again, I will tell you where to use and how to use these reflexive pronouns. Now, reflexive pronouns can be used in three main situations. First situation is when the object and the subject of a sentence are the same. For example, I hurt myself. In this sentence, I am the one who is hurting something. That makes me the subject. But have you noticed that I am also the one getting hurt? So that makes me the object as well. Now the second situation is they are used as an object of a preposition when the subject and the object are the same. Prepositions are words which link nouns, phrases, and pronouns to other words in the sentence. For example, I can say, the man is talking to himself. Over here, as you can see, himself is the reflexive pronoun. To is a preposition. In this sentence, the man is talking to someone. That makes the man the subject. But the man is also the one being talked to, so he is the object as well. third situation is when we want to emphasize the subject of a sentence. For example, I will do all the work by myself. Over here, myself is the reflexive pronoun. And in that sentence, you're basically telling everyone else that you don't need their help and that you'll do the work yourself. You're emphasizing that fact. Now for the final and last topic, I will finally talk about the impersonal it and there. Now in many kinds of English sentences, you will find the word it and there in the subject position. Once again, the subject of the sentence is a person or thing being or doing something. Now the word impersonal means something that does not exist as a person, as a real body. It is just an idea. For example, I know this might be controversial, but for example, God is impersonal. He does not exist as a person. Now sentences with it and there as the subjects are normally impersonal sentences. Sentences where there is no real subject, no natural subject. Matter of fact, we use impersonal it and there without even realizing every single day. Now, I can't really explain it any more further than that, but I can still give you some examples.
12 seconds later.
Firstly, we use impersonal it in order to identify the weather. For example, we say, it is raining. We can also use it to identify something. For example, we can say, it is a cat. We can also use it to ask the time. For example, what time is it? Now I will tell you where you use impersonal there. Impersonal there is used to tell someone that something exists in a particular place. For example, you say, there is a book on that table. Another example is, there are flies above his head. और भाई बस बहुत पढ़ लिया, अब तो मैं भी थक गया बोल के। उम्मीद करता हूँ कि आपने इस वीडियो से कुछ सीखा होगा और मेरी मेहनत हलाल की होगी। अगर आपको ग्रामर सीरीज की अगली वीडियो देखनी है, वो भी इतनी गहराई में, तो मुझे कमेंट्स में जरूर बताएं। अगर आपको ये वीडियो पसंद आई और आपने कुछ सीखा, स्मैश द लाइक बटन और अपना सपोर्ट दिखाएं, सब्सक्राइब करें। And I'll see you all later. Peace.